Hello everyone and welcome to another Timeless video. So today we're going to take a look at Rakdos Shadow in Timeless format. So the reason why we're visiting Death Shadow is because we got some new cards to play with. Obviously Death Shadow isn't really in a good spot in Timeless just because a lot of decks, especially Energy, are playing Swords of Plowshare at the moment. That's why you gotta make every Death Shadow count when they come out. And how do we do that? Is through giving Death Shadow Haste. We have multiple ways of giving it Haste because of the new cards. We have 4 Cups Swifter's Teaching, a great card, by the way, which you can also flash back with the Dreadhorde Arcanist. So if you're smart about it, you can potentially give every card that comes out Haste, but make sure you don't stack the boons together. Although the creature that comes out will have double prowess, it's going to be more efficient if you distribute every creature with Haste. If you're smart about it, you can basically give every card half prowess and haste. And, you know, Death Shadow comes out with the prowess and haste. That's pretty cool. But you might be thinking, wait a minute, you can still chump block the Death Shadow, which is like one of the biggest flaws with this card currently in energy-filled format. So that's where this other card comes in. There's another new card from Tarkir Dragonstorm called the Cori-Steel Cutter, which is going to essentially give our Death Shadow not only haste, but trample as well. It's kind of insane that this card gives both haste and trample, but at the same time being a bitter blossom that can just keep pumping out creatures. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Timeless Russell 3 to show you guys what that does. So let's hop on over. This would have been a keep if this was a fetch land. This hand isn't very good either, but it's something. Fatal Push. See if I can get something. Okay, that's actually pretty hot. And a Dismember. Oh my god. A Death Shadow is gonna have a haste now. No. Is it show and tell deck? That would be a problem. That would be a gigantic problem. Could I win? The shadow goes to 5, 6, 7, 8. Not really. Man, this sucks. We're playing against show and tell, so like these cards are just straight up dead. Could I somehow... And they have a fatal push now too. Lightning bolt. I don't know. Maybe they killed Drow Arcanist. I don't know. Probably not. Man, that sucks. What if they only have... What if they don't have a swamp, though? What if they don't have a swamp? But then... They would still live, though. They would still live. On that. Oh my god, we barely got through that. We barely got through that. Okay, we want a surgical. Seems like everybody's on show and tell today. This is our second show and tell opponent. Yeah, this is our second show and tell opponent. It'll push out. Honestly, this member was okay, but only because they put out an Aatroxa though. Right? I'm gonna cut maybe a copy of a Cori-Steel cutter. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna need pick your poison real quick. Yeah, I'm just going to draw more. I'm gonna call show and tell. Assemble. Then I'm going to teachings. Arcanist. Okay. Okay, nice. We found our green source. I'm gonna have to disrupt our flute show and tell again. Most likely. We're drawing a little bit too many lands. I could Loris. Put the Loris back. Yeah, I think I should do that. Am I gonna have enough for another flute? If I haste the Lorison? Probably not. Go Fatal Push. It would be a little bit problematic if they actually got the show and tell down. So we'll see. Yeah, that's not a show and tell. That sucks. I don't know why they did that. Why did they just waste it like that? Why did they waste that? Can I win? If I crack the bauble... Oh, but if I use a sorcery spell, I lose my delirium, so... I don't know if I could have actually won here. Okay. First Loris opponent. Dragon Ray Channeler. I mean, I can just lightning bolt it. Or I can set up a Cori-Steel cutter. I feel like I should set up a Cori-Steel cutter. If they deal damage to me, I guess I'm kind of happy with that. Whoa. Maybe Dreadhorde Arcanist coming out? Potentially? So I should probably save Lightning Bolt. Or maybe Dismember. Okay, so... Okay, it wasn't Arcanist. Surprised they decided to bolt that. Can I afford to take this much damage, though? 8 damage when I'm playing against a Lightning Bolt deck? I don't know. That seems kind of fishy. Ragavan. It's 8 damage. Trample. Raptor. Into an Arcanist. GG's. Their deck is actually pretty cool, by the way. I might actually steal that. Yeah, I might actually steal that. Yeah, we're gonna want Surgical. Stone of Eric. I think that's it. Maybe a Molten Collapse. But then thinking about it, like, what do I even pick out? Maybe not Surgical. Since we already have a Dream Up, Steel and Oil. I might actually go down on 2 Thoughtseize. Okay. Okay, it'll push. I feel like my game's a little bit sluggish. Oh, that's really good. Oh no, but we have an overgrown tomb. Should I just teaching into this then? Okay, they have double fatal push. Kind of a yikes if you ask me. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I think you just get rid of a removal spell since you have 2 copies of Fatal Push. Really? That's probably not bad, since I can play it right now. Okay. It's the Loris that's a bit of a problem. Let's just pass. Since I'm gonna use the Stone of Barrack right now. Should probably save it for the Fatal Push. The thing is, I might actually just lose to a Crashing Footfall, you know? Okay. So I get just Dismember one and then Molten Collapse. Say what? Say what now? And they have to get rid of the Shadow, right? They just got rid of a Fatal Push for some reason. I mean, they might have another one, but I don't know. Really interesting. So I can bring back another Loris here if I wanted to. But if they have a Fatal Push, 4, 6, 8, I die, so I guess I have to play this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That Dragon Ring Chandler is very pesky. Oh, that's actually perfect. So now we can like kind of scout it out. Plus, you know, get rid of their Delirium. It was a Lightning Bolt. Am I dead if they just attack? 2, 4, 5? I'm dead, actually. No, I'm dead. GG's. So what happened this game? I guess because they played Amthraptor twice, they went white pretty quick, and we just eventually lost. I think we need an early Netherglyph, maybe. Might need an early Netherglyph. it can fix itself. But it's like relying all on top decks. And maybe having lands isn't too bad in an 18 land deck. I'll keep that. I also think maybe like this card. I'm not sure about this card. I mean, it's my first time playing it. Cori-Steel Cutter. You probably want that, but I kind of want to play this too right now. I feel like I can't afford to not play this, right? Okay, so they have a crashing football yet again. But this time around... Oh, no, they have a picker poison. That's kind of annoying. They drew another Dragon Ray Chandler. Isn't going too well. They actually have a very nice card versus us. Okay. Yeah, we're in danger. We are in danger. My opponent kept it on top. Draw another Fatal Push. There's actually nothing in the graveyard for them to abuse right now. So I can go Loris, attack. Cori-Steel Cutter. I think we go Cori-Steel. Play the Loris. And then play Mishra's Wobble. Let's see what they're gonna draw. It's a land, but it's a fetch land. Oh my god. So lucky. Okay, so now they can proc the Molten Collapse, which is a bit annoying. So they're gonna be able to kill both the Loris. Actually, that doesn't really do anything, thinking about it. Because it's only mana value 1 or less. So they get to kill Loris. And then they get to flashback, pick your poison to get rid of Cori-Steel Cutter. So I can't block this, so I have to attack. This is good when they put the Loris back. And we have a Prowess creatures. It's a non-creature permanent. Yeah. Actually, if I draw another non-creature spell, we just win the game. Just like that. Alright, GG's. GG's. Very cool deck, though. This fetch land might be a scam, but I think we still keep this. Am I supposed to actually play Cori-Steel Cutter first? And thank God I did that. Energy deck. Double Guide Up Souls. Not much to do. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yikes.
Nothing can break our bond.
I wonder if they're gonna transform the Ajani. I don't think it would be wise, but... Okay, we need a removal spell off the top. That is not a removal spell off the top. Another Cori-Steel Cutter. I don't think that's what I want. We're gonna be drawing a land. I don't think dealing damage to them really matters at this point because they have a double Guide of Souls. Alright. Okay, Pyroclasm comes in. Thoughtseize is out. Maybe pick your poison. And a copy of a Stone of Barrack. And we are gonna want maybe Molten Collapse. I'm gonna actually cut some like that Shadow. Mishra, Cori-Steel Cutter. Maybe even a copy of a Dismember. Yeah, we have a Commercial District yet again, but I think we have a better hand overall. I'll probably just go Dreadhorde Arcanist immediately. Funny thing is, even if they thought seize the Pyroclasm away, the Arcanist can still do it. Okay. Dismember. Maybe not. We're just gonna keep attacking because we have a Pyroclasm. Bowmaster. Alright. I think it's time. I'll Pyro and play another Goyf. Attack. Nice. Okay, we do that again, right? I wish we kind of played more Pyroclasm, but it's a card that's kind of hard to fit it in the sideboard in a format with full of combo decks. Right. Dreams of Steel and Oil. It's not bad because we have a Dreadhorde Arcanist with Swift Spear's Teaching. It's definitely not bad. My game feels a little bit sluggish today.
What a beautiful day, brother.
Okay, so we can get rid of a Johnny and another Johnny from the graveyard. And I'll just... What should I do? think I'll just play this and pass. Because if they just play, you know, Guide of Souls, that's fine. Like, I don't have the Fatal Push, but if they go, like, Guide of Souls plus another card, that could be a little bit problematic. Okay. I think we have to go Commercial District, right? Channeler. Okay, Channeler is not bad. Get rid of these cards. Okay, I'll chalk that in. Play this. And then Teaching. So we get a double Surveil. Stone of Eric. It's a good card, but both of the Ajanis are already exiled. So... another land. That land top deck, pretty good. Need a removal spell. So they can get back a Guide of Soul. That's super unfortunate. I think I have to force out a source here. Okay, now I'm gonna play Arcanist. Now they get Loris back. Hopefully we top deck a Pyroclasm. Ooh. They drew another removal spell there. Now we only have a Pyroclasm to fall back to. Wow. That is just... Okay, so what am I doing? 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's not gonna be enough, so I can only do Pick Your Poison and Pyroclasm. What a clutch. I mean, to be fair, we're pretty far into the game and we finally got it, so... You know? Sometimes lucky. Sometimes lucky. I think I actually have to bring back a Stone of Eric. Because they play Chthonian Nightmare. But then again, they don't have a creature right now. So even if this is a Chthonian Nightmare... I mean, I guess that would be kind of bad if they did have one. Looks like they have an Orcish Bowmaster, maybe? I think they actually have an Orcish Bowmaster. Oh, it was a swords. My god. That's their third swords. In case of an Orcish Bowmaster, I should just do it now. Wow, what a close game. What a close game, right? There you go. Interesting. We got a Cori-Steel cutter. Do I want to race? Do I want to race here? Let's say I don't draw anything next turn. Then I can't make a blocker with the Cori-Steel cutter. I think I go to main phase, play this, and then pass. I'm gonna be taking too much damage. No, I got a Thoughtseize. Okay, well, you know, that is a spell. That is a spell, and I'm also, you know, surveilling at the same time. So I can't really be like super upset about this. That's 5 damage. Oh my god, what a close game. I don't think I block. Well, attack all. Oh my god, my heart sank. I was like, what if they have another removal spell? Okay, to be fair, opponent... Okay, 3 swords. Only 1 galvanic discharge, actually. Okay. 3 swords and galvanic discharge. Wow, what a clutch that Pyroclasm was. Alright, so... we lost 1 game very earlier. I think I'm actually gonna move that first game to the last because the match was like one-sided and it wasn't really that particularly interesting to watch, probably. So I am actually pretty glad that we beat a show and tell opponent though. So that was actually kind of cool. And the Dream of Steel and Oil, although this card is kind of bad against show and tell, but it's really good against everything else. Like, especially in that energy matchup, the fact that we fired this off and then got rid of an Ajani, and then also exiling another Ajani, meant that opponent's future Chthonian Nightmare, which they played, by the way, and then they looked at their graveyard and then realized that Ajani was exiled. So this card, like, at the very worst, is a graveyard hate for creatures. So I'm just kind of playing as a, you know, 2-of to kind of see if this is even good. It was good today. Some cases it wasn't, But that's kind of the same case for Kozak as well. So, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to play Kozak, I think that's totally fine. I do kind of like the fact that when the game goes on too long, and then you top deck something like Steel and Oil, at least it's better than a Thoughtseize, because even though there's nothing to discard, you can at least use this as like a graveyard hate. So it's not the worst. And we actually won 2 games off of a Death Shadow today. One against a Show and Tell and one against Jund Arcanist deck that was playing Rhino. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Crashing Footfall. I might actually steal that idea. Yeah. And that was actually all thanks to the teaching, giving it haste. And sometimes, even without this, you can give the Death Shadow haste with the Cori-Steel Cutter for just 2 mana. While you do that, you also put Trample, which is really cool. Because back then, you had to go through like all kinds of weird hoops to give Death Shadow Trample, and the cards that give Trample to the Death Shadow were kind of bad. You don't want to really have it in your opening hand, things like that, but the Cori-Steel Cutter is just different, right? You always want Cori-Steel Cutter no matter what. Also, like, this deck plays a lot of removal spells. Kind of like Energy, like 3 Fatal Push, 3 Lightning Bolt, 2 Dismember. Energy decks play like 4 Galvanic Discharge, 2 Swords, 2 Static Prison. So like, this deck is actually playing a lot of removal spells and also double dipping it with the Dreadhorde Arcanist, which is getting haste from the teachings, Arena of Glory, and the Steel Cutter. So yeah, I think the deck was very sweet. Seems like it does kind of have some legs against combo decks as well. And as for the sideboard, like, Pick Your Poison is really good against like Show and Tell, pretty good against Energy as well. I'm playing the Molten Collapse, by the way, 2 copies of it. Usually you only want to bring like 1 copy of it in like creature matchups like Energy, but the second copy is for decks that have things like Chalice. So that's what the Molten Collapse is for. Everything else is kind of very easy to tell. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.